Let's go discover the James.
Every time you go out to shoot something, it's an adventure. Oh my goodness. You don't want to give up until you get the picture. Oh, yes. I'm just always looking for something, I guess it's in my heart or my vision that I look for, because I want to portray something in a way that makes people love it or want to learn more about it or keep it on the earth or think more about it when they see it.
Look at that. It's so awesome when they look right at you. You know, their pupils go from like tiny, and when they look right at you, it's like the pupils.
I'm married to Mike Ostrander. This is his livelihood, taking people out to see eagles, to go fishing. I mean, I can't think of a better partner who has the same loves that I do.
How could this ever get old?
I know, look at this. I mean, I'm thrilled seeing the eagle this close, and we've seen this eagle close a lot. I have finally gotten a job that I would say is the culmination of all my experiences in life, which takes into account my hunting and fishing background, my 30 plus years as a freelance photographer, my interest in educating the public, education, and I'm the art director of Virginia Wildlife Magazine now, and I'm ecstatic to have that position. Come on, beautiful girl. 2010, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had radiation for 6.5 weeks, every day except weekends, 6.5 weeks. I kept thinking, I've never seen pictures of this. I'm gonna take pictures of myself. So I laid on the table and I had a little trigger, and I've had checkups. So they said I'm fine, totally fine. But you know what? Even feeling like I'm totally fine, you always have that teeny little sneaking thing underneath. And you always are like, wondering. You're happier for each day. You try to have joy with everything. And the older you get too, and your friends start dying or getting ill, it gets more and more real, and you start realizing, oh my gosh, there's an end here. And I've got all this junk in my house. What do I need this for now? You know, it's definitely a call to arms. Yeah. There's an osprey chasing us. Is this Walter?
No, that's Mac.
How do you know them? How can you identify them from the boat?
Territories. In this 5-mile stretch that I spend a lot of time in, that I do call Jefferson's Reach, there's 5 pair of resident eagles. It's going to be a specific pair of birds when you're within their defined territory. And the bald eagles, they're residents, so they don't migrate. They're here year-round. The osprey, they migrate, they come back, and the male and female arrive within a few days of each other back to the exact same nest site. The best way to identify birds when they're in flight, the bald eagle has got a wingspan that's flat like a board from tip to tip. It's very flat, and they are very steady in their flight pattern, where vultures have a dihedral or a V shape in their wings, and they tend to wobble a lot. You know, they teeter and wobble. And osprey have a downward curve in their wings, and then heron also have a downward curve in their wings, but they're dragging their feet.
I love just sitting there watching their little movements, the little things they do, the things they observe. Oh my gosh, I think I've been in a blind 11 hours before. They don't know you're there normally unless they can smell you, and then when you place your blind, you try to place it so you're downwind of whatever you're photographing. I've had people, when I had tell me that my images have personality, and that is one of the best rewards, because a lot of people don't think animals have personalities. Chuck's eye is totally gone. Yeah, and ever since he got walloped in the eye, I don't see him working on building a nest. Each animal has its own personality, and it's based on its own experiences, just like people. His personality, he's curious, He's an opportunist. He's trusting.
Now on this next pole down here,
Oh, I see.
there's a great horned owl chick in the nest. That's an osprey nest that they took before the osprey returned from migration this year.
I love the face, the expressions on those baby puffballs.
Oh, look at the deer up along the bank. There's deer up on the bank.
I've called deer in by making a bleating fawn sound because they go, hey, there's a baby fawn out there. We should go check on it. Screech owl, a barred owl, a zebra. You can make a lion roar by pretending you're another lion at a distance. You can turn your head and I can't tell you how many times I have a lion go, what was that? And then they start just roaring and roaring because they're going, I heard somebody in my territory and I'm going to tell them I'm here because they're not supposed to be in my territory. One time I walked up on a lion kill and yeah, I know. Most people would go, you're an idiot. But I knew this pack of lions, and I knew they were really scared of people, so I knew that if they saw me, they'd run away. They were used to being chased by the local villagers and throwing spears at and keeping away from their goats and everything, and so they were really scared. I did the illegal wildlife pet trade in Nicaragua, and I took an assistant who could speak Spanish, and he was this big burly guy, and I also had the writer. We went into this really dangerous black market on wildlife pet trade things. And what happens is in the market, if they want to steal things from you, one person will walk by you and they'll either have a knife or a screwdriver, and they jam it under your rib cage so that when you go like this, whichever side they pull your stuff off of on the other side and run with it. So that's why I would have them on either side of me. And then they said they saw the guys come in, working their way through the market to get to us. So they were like pulling me, and I'm like, wait, I'm not finished shooting yet. So that's why I always say the animals, I know them well enough to know what they're gonna do, but the people, you don't. A lot of people would say things like, you're so brave to do that, and I'm like, no, I don't think of it as brave. I think of it as interested in life and interested in the things around me and trying to bring those things back to other people who can't go and experience those things. I look back on my life and all the things that I've done. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I've met everyone from mercenaries in the Kalahari Desert. I met one of Idi Amin's assassins. I've met presidents of the United States and various sundry celebrities in my path. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's such a life full of richness. One day, I swear, I'm gonna write a book. One day, I'm gonna write a book.